Did you know that after age 60, your body can lose up to 1% of muscle mass every single year just because of one seemingly harmless habit, going to sleep without the right nutrients to rebuild muscle tissue? What's even more concerning is that most older adults unknowingly skip 5 essential vitamins that should be taken right before bed. The prime biological window for muscle recovery, strength regeneration, and maintaining balance and mobility. In today's video, I'm Dr. Emily Carter from Senior Health Zone, and I'll walk you through 5 clinically essential vitamins to prevent muscle loss after 60, including their optimal dosages, natural sources, and the science-based timing to activate overnight repair. This is not generic health advice like you see in most YouTube videos. This is a clinically backed protocol designed to help you not only preserve muscle, but also restore your confidence in movement. If you've ever woken up feeling unsteady, with shaky hands or unexplained fatigue, drop a comment below that says, "I need to restore my overnight muscle health." Because what you're about to learn may be the turning point your body needs after 60. After age 60, one of the most silent causes of daily weakness is something called catabolic overnight muscle loss, a breakdown of muscle tissue that happens while you sleep. During deep sleep, your body enters its peak repair phase, releasing growth hormone, GH, and triggering the internal signals needed to synthesize muscle protein. But if you don't consume enough leucine, vitamin D, magnesium, and other key micronutrients before bedtime, your body lacks the raw materials to rebuild, leading to silent muscle breakdown every single night. According to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2022, older adults with low leucine and vitamin D levels had up to 30% lower muscle protein synthesis rates during sleep compared to those with adequate nutrient status. What makes this even more dangerous is that this muscle loss happens quietly, often triggered by eating too little at dinner or skipping the vitamins that matter, causing you to wake up feeling weaker without knowing why. That's why it's time to rethink your nighttime nutrition strategy. Let's begin with the first vitamin that kickstarts rebuilding your muscles. 1. Leucine plus HMB. If you're truly committed to stopping muscle loss after 60, the most important nutrient to focus on before bed is leucine, along with its powerful metabolite, HMB, or beta-hydroxy-beta-sulfate methylbutyrate. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid, BCAA, that directly activates the mTOR pathway, which is the body's molecular switch for muscle protein synthesis during sleep. But as we age, the body's response to leucine weakens, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, which means older adults require a higher leucine intake than younger people just to stimulate the same level of muscle building. That's where HMB steps in. A 2024 study in Frontiers in Nutrition shows that HMB significantly reduces muscle breakdown and helps prevent skeletal muscle loss during the overnight phase, exactly when catabolism tends to dominate if nutrients are insufficient. In a clinical trial published in Nutrients, 2023, older adults who took 3 grams of HMB per day for 12 weeks experienced marked improvements in lower body strength and walking speed compared to those who didn't. When HMB is combined with 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein containing at least 2.5 grams of leucine in the evening, the results are even stronger, effectively reversing the muscle-wasting process that occurs during sleep. The best part? You don't need expensive supplements or pharmaceutical interventions. A glass of milk fortified with whey protein isolate or a small bedtime snack with ricotta cheese and a few walnuts can provide a significant amount of naturally sourced leucine and HMB. By making this a nightly habit, you're not only supplying the building blocks for muscle regeneration, you're also reactivating your body's innate recovery system, which may have slowed down due to age. This is the foundation, the first and most important step if you want to wake up stronger tomorrow than you were today. 2. Vitamin D. The biological switch for muscle recovery at night. Suppose leucine is the raw material your body uses to rebuild muscle. In that case, vitamin D is the switch that activates the entire repair system, especially at night, when the body enters its natural cycle of healing and regeneration. Unfortunately, according to data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES. Over 60% of Americans aged 60 and older are deficient in vitamin D without even realizing it. This deficiency doesn't just affect bone density, it directly weakens muscle strength, reduces the body's ability to recover during sleep, and increases the risk of falls, which is one of the leading causes of loss of independence in older adults. Vitamin D functions more like a hormone than a typical vitamin, binding to vitamin D receptors, VDRs, found in skeletal muscle tissue. When your vitamin D levels are sufficient, these receptors activate genes responsible for muscle protein synthesis, supporting the growth and maintenance of muscle fibers, especially type 2 fibers, which are essential for fast reflexes and stable posture. A study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, 2022, showed that older adults who took 1,000 IU of vitamin D daily for 6 months saw significant improvements in lean muscle mass and physical function compared to those who did not supplement. As for timing, nighttime is the ideal window for vitamin D supplementation. When paired with protein or omega-3s in the evening, vitamin D enhances calcium absorption and boosts the intracellular enzyme activity required for efficient muscle protein synthesis during deep sleep. Natural sources include salmon, egg yolks, sun-exposed mushrooms, and fortified dairy. But for most adults over 60, especially those with reduced sun exposure or impaired synthesis, the most effective approach is a nightly supplement of 1,000 hours, 2,000 IU. This simple, safe intervention can trigger profound changes in how your body ages, helping you not just live longer, but live stronger and more physically stable every day. When combined with the right nighttime nutrients, vitamin D becomes a cornerstone of senior muscle health that no one should overlook. 3. Magnesium. In the battle against muscle loss after 60, few nutrients are as overlooked and as essential as magnesium. It's one of the most critical minerals for both muscle function and sleep quality, two pillars of healthy aging that are deeply interconnected. Magnesium acts as a catalyst for over 300 enzyme reactions in the human body, including those directly involved in skeletal muscle protein synthesis, muscle tone regulation, and motor neuron stability. When your magnesium levels are low, the body's ability to regenerate tissue is impaired, and symptoms like muscle cramps, hand tremors, restless sleep, and morning fatigue begin to surface. Classic early warning signs of sarcopenia and declining neuromuscular function. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found a strong correlation between serum magnesium levels and both muscle strength and lean mass in older adults. Those with optimal magnesium levels consistently scored higher on mobility tests such as gait speed, chair rise performance, and balance stability. Even more compelling, magnesium has been shown to increase deep sleep duration, the critical window when growth hormone is naturally released and physical repair peaks. This dual benefit explains why taking magnesium right before bed delivers such powerful results. It not only improves sleep quality, but also activates the body's overnight muscle recovery system. However, not all forms of magnesium are created equal. Research in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society, 2022, highlights that magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are more bioavailable and gentler on digestion compared to cheaper alternatives like magnesium oxide. For men over 60, the recommended daily intake is 420 mg, and for women, it's 320 mg, including both dietary and supplemental sources. If you find yourself struggling with insomnia, morning heaviness in your limbs, or muscle fatigue, chances are you may be magnesium deficient without realizing it. Rather than turning to sleep medications, start by giving your body what it truly needs: enough magnesium in the right form at the right time. And when you combine it with vitamin D and high-quality protein at night, you create what I call a recovery triangle, a perfect synergy that empowers your aging body to rebuild, restore, and resist decline in the most natural and clinically proven way. 4. Vitamin B12. Suppose you're over 60 and have ever noticed that your reflexes are slowing. In that case, your limbs feel weaker, or you stumble more often without a clear reason. There's a hidden culprit worth considering: vitamin B12 deficiency. This vital nutrient plays a critical role in neuromuscular transmission and serves as a foundation for coordinated movement in older adults. Beyond supporting red blood cell and DNA production, B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath, the protective layer surrounding the motor nerves that control your muscles. When B12 is deficient, the signals traveling from your brain to your muscles become delayed, leading to tremors, weakness, reduced reflexes, and, over time, imbalance, falls, and even loss of independence. A 2022 study, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, revealed that adults over 60, with serum B12 levels below 300 pg/ml, had a significantly higher risk of reduced lean muscle mass, decreased grip strength, and increased prevalence of sarcopenia. In a separate clinical trial featured in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging, 2023, seniors who took 250 mg of vitamin B12 daily for 90 days showed measurable improvements in balance, walking speed, and grip strength, three key indicators of neuromuscular health. The challenge is that B12 absorption from food decreases dramatically with age. This is often due to reduced stomach acid production, diminished intrinsic factor, a protein necessary for absorbing B12, or prolonged use of medications such as metformin, antacids, or proton pump inhibitors, PPIs. That's why even if you're eating eggs, liver, fish, or dairy regularly, your body may still fail to absorb adequate B12. The most effective solutions for older adults are sublingual B12 tablets or B12 nasal sprays, which bypass the digestive system altogether. And when taken in the evening, right before bed, B12 can support the repair of nerve tissues during deep sleep while enhancing motor coordination and stability for the next day. Vitamin B12 doesn't slow you down with age. It fuels your nervous system like a well-oiled machine, smooth, accurate, and powerful. If you want your body to respond with agility, stand strong without wobbling, and stop waking up with shaky limbs, don't let a silent B12 deficiency block your path to healthy aging after 60. 5. Omega-3, EPA plus DHA. When it comes to muscle-preserving nutrition for adults over 60, most people think of protein, vitamin D, or calcium. However, they often overlook a critical factor: chronic, low-grade inflammation that silently erodes muscle fibers from within. This is where omega-3 fatty acids, especially the biologically active forms EPA and DHA, become non-negotiable in any effective nighttime recovery plan. After the age of 60, the body enters a persistent state of systemic inflammation that disrupts tissue repair, slows muscle regeneration, and blunts the body's response to both nutrition and exercise. Omega-3s are your body's natural anti-inflammatory warriors, capable of reversing this hidden process from the inside out. According to a 2023 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who supplemented with 2.5 grams of EPA plus DHA per day for 6 months experienced significant gains in leg muscle mass, thigh strength, and walking speed, even without changing their exercise routines. The mechanism is clear. Omega-3s reduce inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, while also enhancing muscle cell sensitivity to protein synthesis signals. This not only stops muscle breakdown, but also reactivates anabolic pathways that slow with age. Taken at night, omega-3s assist in cell membrane repair, including both muscle and nerve membranes, which is vital during sleep-based tissue regeneration. Unlike stimulants such as caffeine, omega-3s are non-disruptive to the nervous system, making them ideal for evening supplementation. And when paired with protein, vitamin D, and magnesium, as discussed earlier, they create the perfect foundation for inflammation control, deep relaxation, and overnight muscle repair. Whether you get your omega-3s from salmon, sardines, flaxseed oil, or IFO-certified soft gels, The key is consistent dosage and long-term use to trigger meaningful biological changes. At a certain point in life, you stop building muscle with protein and workouts alone. You need an internal environment that is anti-inflammatory, nutrient-rich, and deeply restorative during sleep. Omega-3s provide exactly that, acting as a bridge between your nighttime routine and your long-term strength. With their broad anti-inflammatory power, omega-3s help you turn sleep into your body's prime rebuilding window, restoring vitality, one muscle fiber at a time. Now that you understand the roles of leucine, vitamin D, magnesium, B12, and omega-3 in muscle repair, it's time for me to share a simple, actionable strategy. Something I call the Sleep and Strength Protocol, a 3-minute ritual before bedtime. This isn't a gimmick or a hard-to-follow routine. It's a biologically optimized sequence, aligned with your circadian rhythm, designed to help adults over 60 naturally trigger muscle recovery while they sleep. Why 3 minutes? Because in just 3 minutes of intentional preparation, you can transform your rest period into a powerful muscle regeneration window, with effects comparable to a light, consistent workout. This strategy begins by delivering the right building blocks, specifically 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein containing at least 2.5 grams of leucine or 3 grams of HMB, consumed 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Research from Frontiers in Physiology, 2022, shows that taking protein at this time increases overnight muscle protein synthesis by up to 22% compared to doing nothing. You might use a glass of protein-rich milk, a serving of ricotta cheese, or a diluted whey protein isolate shake. Whatever it takes to give your body the leucine it needs to activate mTOR at the right moment. Next comes the support team, vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3s. Combining 1,000–2,000 IU of vitamin D with 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate and 1 to 2 grams of omega-3, EPA plus DHA. Before bed helps muscle cells respond more effectively to anabolic signals, promotes muscle relaxation, and reduces chronic inflammation. 3 biological factors that are essential for muscle regeneration after age 60. According to the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, 2023, older adults who followed this precise micronutrient combination for 8 weeks saw measurable improvements in leg strength, sit-to-stand performance, and morning physical recovery. Finally, and just as importantly, is the element of breath and nervous system balance. A single 1-minute cycle of 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Activates the parasympathetic nervous system, slows your heart rate, and shifts your body into deep recovery mode. This is the ideal internal state for your nutrients to do their job. By combining the right nutrition, the right supplements, and the right rhythm, you're not just preventing muscle loss, you're rebuilding your ability to move, react, and regain control over your body. This protocol is one I've used with hundreds of my patients, and within just 7 to 14 days, they reported deeper sleep, stronger legs in the morning, faster reaction time, and, perhaps most meaningfully, a renewed sense of physical autonomy. And it all begins with just 3 intentional minutes before you turn off the lights. If you're entering your 60s or beyond and feel your body growing weaker each day, remember this: muscle loss is not destiny. It's a result of missing the right recovery nutrients at the right time. In today's video, I've shared with you 5 key vitamins and nutrients to combat overnight muscle loss: leucine, vitamin D, magnesium, B12, and omega-3, all backed by clinical research from journals such as the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Frontiers in Aging, and the American Journal of Geriatrics. When you turn these nutrients into a repeatable nighttime habit, you reactivate your body's ability to rebuild, deepen your sleep, and age with strength, naturally and sustainably. Start tonight. And if you're ready, leave a comment below. I've started the 3-minute bedtime strategy. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because in the next video, I, Dr. Emily Carter, will show you a natural nighttime drink that helps boost testosterone in men over 60 without medication. Healthy aging doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs the right strategy, at the right time, based on the right medical science.